In today's battle report, it is going to be Empire chasing down Grogu. Can the rebels get there in time? It's going to be whoever ends up with Grogu is going to win this one. I will say now, we are not focusing on the rules. This is more a narrative play. I will try and adhere to them where I can, but it is very much going to be the rule of cool. If something cool can happen and it slightly breaks the rules or we have to miss something, it's going to happen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video anyway, and if you do want to see more competitive matches, let me know in the comments below. I will be filming these matches for Star Wars, A Song of Ice and Fire, Middle-earth, maybe Warhammer, maybe Blood Bowl, maybe some other stuff. So let me know which games you want to see in the comments. But let's get into this one.
So to start us off, Cassian's going to issue an order to himself and to 2 of his sniper units with him, just to take any reaction shots, get off some shots into the stormtroopers before they can grab Grogu. Over on the evil side, we're going to give a token to pretty much everything. They've got 4 here, so it's just going to be 1 going in, which can be these stormtroopers or snowtroopers because they're so out of place. So Cassian can shoot at any range. These snipers along with him can shoot at 5, so we can see into these stormtroopers here. I would say the ones here are probably obstructed, so they're probably just going to move up here and try and get a better vantage point. But these guys are going to take some shots. So the regular character in these have only 3 range, so they're not going to get to fire, but the snipers have got 5, so they can take a few shots. They are shooting on a black and a white. Their weapons also have high velocity, meaning while attacking, if each weapon has high velocity, enemy units cannot spend dodge tokens. In this case, won't have an effect, but they also have pierce, meaning they can cancel up to 1 block. Most importantly though, the unit has sharpshooter, meaning they can reduce the defender's cover by 1. In this case, it's just going to be, I would say maybe heavy cover, because it does cover a good portion of them. These guys out here in the open are free to fire at. So first sniper here is going to shoot into these stormtroopers. Again, they have got cover. It would be heavy, reduced it by 1, so it's just going to be light basically. So like I say, on a black and a white, that is a crit and a surge to hit. Now obviously that hit is going to be removed by the cover, so it's just going to be a crit going through. Stormtroopers are on a red dice, and that is going to be a defend. PS1 means we can cancel that, meaning they're going to take 1 damage. Those rebels have struck first, meaning we're going to lose a member from the stormtroopers here, and they're going to gain a suppression. And I think just to finish their turn, they are going to move 2 as well, hopefully to get into some cover next turn. The turn is then going to pass to the Empire, and in this case, I think it might be worth taking some shots back, or at least moving these into some cover. These guys do move 2. Slightly more defensive. I think they're actually going to move in here and just claim the objective. So in this case, they're just going to move... Oh, he's going to fall over. They're going to move into base with Grogu and sort of hold this place off whilst in control of the objective. Now, these obviously have a massive advantage over the rebels currently. And they're going to claim the objective there. And they do have a vantage point to take some shots as well. Just to get in some action on the other side, we are going to move a trooper in this case. I don't think it really matters which. We're going to assign it to these guys. Can easily make it up to there, so they're going to shuffle up to here. You can actually pre-measure in Star Wars. We are just going to see if they're in range. Let's see how we get on there. So they are just in range, and they're going to fire some shots into these. Again, heavy cover. So we've got 5 rebel veterans, so we're going to get 5 of these dice. That's a hit and a surge to hit, so that's 2. 2 more rolls, and that's a crit as well. So are going to be cancelled by the heavy cover. The crit is, however, going to get through. Snowtroopers on a red defense dice. They do not surge on defense, so they are going to take 1 damage and a suppression. That's going to be another casualty for the Empire as they lose another model. Vader is fairly safe where he is, so I think we're going to activate some of the other troopers here. That's just in range. If they shot them, they can shoot back. So I think these are going to shuffle into the cover so they're not affected by it. We're going to try and rally first. So that is a surge, so we're going to remove the suppression there, meaning they can move and then attack as they're planned. So they're going to fire in to these rebels here. They've got no cover currently, so that is going to be 3 dice straight into them. Now it's just going to be on white dice. Let's see how we get on. In this case, it's going to be a surge to hit, and we are going to defend with the rebels, rolling on white dice, rolling on the white dice, 1 roll and no defense. That is going to be a casualty. So it's going to be a suppression here and a casualty. The first casualty for the rebels. So we're going to draw from the bag here, hopefully hit. Oh, not quite. So we're going to the other side to activate some of those snipers. So we're back the other side. The only ones not activated are these guys. So they are going to... So they don't have cumbersome, which Cassian does in this case. So they can actually move. They're going to take a shot into the same stormtroopers and see how we get on. That is not great. So it is just going to be a shuffle up for these guys. I think they're going to try and get out of the... They do now have a shot, although it would be over some cover. Just looking at this cover, it was meant to be like a barricade, but I think it's going to block them from going through. And it might even block shots, which wasn't the intention. So I'm just going to pop it like that, which probably makes more sense. Over to the Empire. I think it's about time Darth Vader got moving before Mando gets over here. So let's go have a look. Now, Vader does only move 1. I could have put burst of speed on him, but this isn't like a competitive game. Like I say, it's narrative. So I think him moving really slowly to be in this absolute monster makes sense. In this case, I think we're just going to move him 1 here. And then we'll move him another 1. Just to get him over here somewhere. Trying to hide him from Cassian. He should be fairly safe there. I could potentially take a dodge, but I think he just wants to get over the field and into them. Especially into these long range characters, I think it makes more sense. It gets him away from Mando, who's going to be an absolute monster to deal with. Now, because he wasn't given an order, he's going to gain an aim and a dodge. It should be at the start, but we all know he gets it anyway. So we're going to pop this here. He's also got movement 3 because of his jetpack, meaning he's going to get into some action this turn. Now, he could go up here, but he might be in some trouble. But I think, again, we go for the rule of cool. So he's going to jetpack onto here with his aim and dodge token and hopefully not fall off. So he's going to fire some shots down into here. I think because of the angle, he shouldn't really... I'm going to give them light cover. Again, these things can be debated, but for this scenario, it really doesn't matter. We're just having some fun here. So it's going to be 2 red and a black with an aim to reroll. But that is not necessary. We are going to defense. Obviously, one's going to be removed by the cover. Then it's 2 to defend. So let's see how Mando gets on with his first shot. There is no crit, no surge to defend, sorry. So that is going to be another 2 damage into those snow troopers. That's going to be a suppression and 2 more deaths. They are really starting to thin out now. It's like I said, whilst they've got sort of the first objective, they are also being pincered by the rebels. So it's going to make them a lot more difficult to battle and fight back. Saying that, as soon as Vader gets into them, I think we could see some trouble. But it is back to the Empire. I think we're going to move the Royal Guards. So the Royal Guard can't really get anywhere. They've got Guardians, so they need to be within range of Lord Vader over here. So they're just going to shuffle up to this tree and hopefully be protected from the rebels, but also have a chance to get into them next turn. In response, we've got the rebels activating next, and they've drawn their last troopers. So, don't think, I mean... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be within range for a shot here. No, so they're not going to quite be in range just because of the awkward angle they're at. So they are just going to sprint forward. They are just going to double run this turn over to just out of shot perfectly. So then we'll move back to the Empire. We've got these stormtroopers here. So we're just going to roll to see on suppression. And again, the suppression is removed. I mean, Vader is close enough that they can share his courage anyway, so they're not in any trouble. But yeah, these are some resilient stormtroopers. So they do have range 3. Isn't quite going to be in range to fire back. So potentially, if we get them over here, we could maybe take some shots. Or we just get them set up for next turn. I think they're going to fall in with our buddy, the snowtrooper over here, and just offer some protection. And just fire some shots back. Mr. Snowtrooper feeling a little safer over here. And I think that is it from the Empire. So it is just going to be these rebels to finish, which I think they are going to move into base contact with this thing and just hopefully just make it to the top. We'll go handheld for this bit. So they go into base contact and just make it to the top. So now they are a little safer from Vader's grasp, and they are going to make their way around, hopefully, and get a better vantage point for next turn. Finally, we've got Cassian, which He could potentially shuffle and take a shot. He has got line of fire to those stormtroopers set up at the back. Just shuffle you so you can see those. So he's got infinite range, which is a very powerful ability, I agree. So he's just going to take a shot into the stormtroopers. Let's see how he gets on. He has got Pierce 1. And that is 2. Let's see how they get on defending. It's going to be 2 red dice. And they are both failed. That is painful. So these stormtroopers that have just tried to leg it to back up their buddies suffer 2 casualties. I feel like we should probably give them cover, so I'm going to say it's just the 1 casualty, but that is going to be another suppression. That is going to signify the end of the round, so it's going to be back to command cards and see who gets to start where. At the end of the round, everyone also removes a suppression, so it's pretty much, yeah, no suppression on the board now. Mando is going to gain a dodge and relentless, meaning he can move and attack this turn so he can get up the board. In response, however, Vader is going to get to do multiple things this turn, as once he's activated, he's going to shuffle back into the order pool. So he's going to get to go twice, which is scary if you're on the Rebel side. Now, let me know if you think this is wrong, but I do think we are going to actually move Vader up so he can get back into the pool and drawn as quickly as possible. So again, Vader does just move the 1. So we are going to go... We're going to go 1 up to here, and we are just going to take a dodge token with him. Or do we move again? Do you think I might move him again instead and just tuck him up against this tree as close as possible? So we'll hold off. But that does mean this is going to go back into the order pool, so there's a chance he's drawn again. Because of all the high velocity weapons, he's not going to be able to spend dodge to fire the bullets back. So yeah, I think maybe this is the best option. And just sort of sprint him across the battlefield. In response, the Rebels could activate Din, or they could... So just taking a look where he is, he can actually move and attack this turn, so I think we are going to fly him down. He can move 3. He has got a dodge token, so I think we are going to float him over to on top of these boxes, and hopefully he doesn't fall. He's still got his dodge token, and he's going to get a free attack into the stormtroopers, and then follow up with a second, so let's see how he gets on. So I think he's going to take an aim and then fire into these. Relentless will let him attack, but he then can't attack again. So yeah, I think we're going to go for it. So we are going to re-roll this with the aim, and he does surge to hit. 1 will get cancelled by cover. So that's going to be 2 hits through, and that is no saves. So that is going to be 2 wounds to the stormtroopers. So it's going to be a suppression and 2 more gone. Thinning out their lines now. It's looking like Mando is cracking that side. Can Vader get to Cassian quick enough? Mando still has his dodge in response. So we are going to draw for Empire, as they have none on the field. If they can get Vader here, this is going to be huge. Unfortunately, just a regular trooper unit. They're going to go for this guy here, I think. We'll go for the snowtrooper. And he can fire into these Rebel veterans in the back. Take an aim as well. Why not? Let's roll his lone dice over here. Oh, it is a surge, and that will hit. So that will actually go through. And the veterans are going to try and save that. And it's a fail, so he does actually get a wound through. So that's going to be a suppression here and a wound. So we are going to lose one of the veterans. These ones have a pretty clear shot into Vader, and they're not going to get many shots. So they are going to fire straight into him. Try and get as many wounds down before he gets over here. So we're going to get a black and white for the sniper, and then a regular black for the regular commando. And it is going to be a surge to hit. I think they probably take a dodge as their other action. So yeah, we're not going to re-roll any of those. And it's going to be 2 defense dice on Vader. So here we go. 2 rolls for Vader. This is going to be huge. And he doesn't surge to defend. So he is going to defend one of those and take 1 suppression for what it's worth. That's going to be a suppression and first wound onto Vader. I will use a dice when he gets down to 6, just so we can keep track of that a little easier. That is a huge turn for the Rebels. And I think, like I say, they're just going to take a dodge with their second action. Response is over to the Empire. If they get Vader, it's going to be huge. And it is! Oh, okay, this is big. Can he? I don't know if he can actually get over there. He does have Force Choke, though, and he also has Fear. So just getting into range for next turn is good. So he might take some more shots, but once his Royal Guard are with him, he should be okay. He's just going to get all the way over to here. At that point, he is in range 1, so He's going to force choke the sniper from this one. So the sniper is gone now, meaning they lose keywords. They lose a lot of range as well. And that is free to do, which is terrifying. Also, next time they are all within his range of fear. So they are going to be taking some suppression just for him being around. So it's going to get very difficult for the rebels here. They are going to get another shot before those guards get round, potentially two. And then we're going to see some shots into Vader. Let's get you back over here for the shots. And it is just going to be the one which surges, and that's going to go into Vader. So we are going to see a defense roll. There is no surge to defend. So Vader is now on 6 life. He's going to take a second suppression. And things are looking up for the rebels. What you've got to remember is Grogu is safely in a building with the Empire over there as well. So things are looking very healthy. It's going to be down to Mando to save this one. And it is going to be a unit of troopers. I think we're going to have to go back over here. So it's going to be this man here into some rebel veterans. Going to roll his panic check. And they've done it again. Now Vader is left. That is actually quite important. So he is going to take a... Let's go for an aim. He's going to try and take out a veteran this turn, get some shots into them. So that is going to be 1 white dice twice. They do surge to hit, I think. They do. So that is going to be 1 into those. Going to roll defense dice. And nothing. That's another veteran down. Nothing off that roll means that's another suppression, and that is another veteran taken out. There is a real possibility here that they panic and flee the battlefield. They are right next to the edge, and that could be a massive swing for the Empire. So in response, we're going to need to see something big here, and it's just going to be a trooper unit in response from the rebels. So I think we probably go with these guys as they can get some shots in and hopefully protect their veteran buddies. So we're going to move them to first just so they can get closer to Grogu. So they're going to take 4 shots into the snow troopers. So it's going to be 4 black. There is going to be heavy cover. That's 2 failed. Oh, that is devastating. That is devastating. So that is going to be a wasted turn from the rebels here, and it's going to be back to the Empire with a... Ooh, that's not good. So we are going to get to see the Royal Guard in action here. They're going to get to move 2 first off, which they're definitely going to do. They have got 2 range, so they can then fire into this last one. I think they probably want to turn this a bit more just to get within range of Vader. They are then within 1 for Guardian purposes. They've still not used that this turn, so it makes Vader a little safer. So they're going to shuffle around there and take some shots into this guy. So they're going to get 6 black in this case. It's going to be none. It's going to be 1. Hopefully some more. And 3. So that's going to be 3 into the rebels. 3 defense rolls. And it is a surge. I think they do surge to defend. They do. Even with the dodge, even with that save, it's not going to be enough. And the first unit is going to be removed from the game. We've seen some losses on the Empire. They're still yet to lose a full unit, though. In response, we're going to need something big here. It's going to be another commando unit. So the last one is actually up here. So they could move to the edge and take some shots. So just shuffle them as far as they can to the edge and just take some shots down into those Royal Guard. Could potentially go into Vader here and make them use Guardian, which maybe makes a little more sense. And then we can get Cassian into Vader next turn. So it's black and white for the sniper as usual, and then black for the regular. That's not great. Not much we can do about that. It's going to be a defend from Vader here. He doesn't surge to defend. So that is going to be another wound. It's going to be Guardian onto... Obviously, the Royal Guard are going to use Guardian in this case. They can use 2 each round. So it's going to go on to them instead. So it's going to be Cassian, the commander. So we're going to pop this over here. No longer got a dodge token. That's from last round. So we are going to see... So we're going to see Cassian take some shots here. I think it has to be into Vader before he gets in any more trouble. So he's going to take a shot into Vader. Obviously, we've still got Guardian up, so let's see how we get on. Black and a red, straight into Vader. We might as well take an aim as nobody else is going to activate. So that's going to be 2 into Vader. 1 will be Guardian by the Royal Guard, as they've still got 1 Guardian left. And they do pass. We do have PS1, so let's take a look at Vader's roll. Vader is going to fail. We are going to PS1 onto the Royal Guard here, so they're both going to take a damage. So a second damage does mean we're going to lose one of the Royal Guard, as we've already seen a damage go onto them. They're also going to get a... It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just going to clear them for sake of clearing them. And we're going to see Vader go down to 5. Now it is getting interesting. The question here is going to be, can Cassian get enough damage in with his commandos, obviously surrounding, take out Vader before he gets over to him? Because if Vader gets over to him, it's game over. At least for Cassian anyway. On the other side, Mando is in position to take out some Empire, move into Grogu and hopefully grab it. Unfortunately, that's going to be a second round where the Empire have control of Grogu. This is going to be the round where Mando needs to get into play. He needs to take out those stormtroopers and take control. So let's see how we get on. To finish off the round, we have got the troopers here, which are going to need to rally first. Important rally here, so they're going to get 2 rolls to see if they remove any. They removed 0, which does mean... So these would now be considered panicked. They would have to move to the closest table edge, which is obviously right here, meaning the rebel veterans flee. Honestly, other than that, it was a great turn for the rebels. So that is a massive hit there. That could swing the game, honestly, and suppression does play a massive part in this. Just having those shots on people, there is always a chance that they flee. And in this case, those veterans could not be convinced to stay and have fled the battlefield after a couple of shots into them. So to kick the round off, it's going to be Vader and Cassian. Cassian is going to get to go first with Gunslinger in this case, so we can get a shot into Vader and those Royal Guard in the back. It's going to have to be a good one because Vader is about to tear through them with the Master of Evil. Obviously, everyone's going to get some suppression in range 1, 2. So yeah, it's going to be literally everybody. So Cassian does also get an aim. It's going to be a shot into Vader first. And that's going to be 2 hits. That is huge. They are going to get cancelled by the Royal Guard. We're going to see the Royal Guard take 1 of those hits. We have got Pierce, so it's actually going to be 2, which does mean we lose another unit. And then we're going to get a shot into the Royal Guard as well. It's just going to be the 1. And it is going to be a defend. But again, it is Pierce, so that is going to go through and put a wound. After that, it's going to be a wound and suppression onto the Royal Guard. They will, however, remove that by Discipline 2. So is this going to be a normal turn for them? At least we got some damage from that. It's now going to be over to here to see what happens. So I don't think Vader is actually in range of anyone. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So maybe over to these guys. So he's going to go 1. Because he has got Relentless. So yeah, so he can get in base contact. He's going to go 2 into that second one. Now, let me show you why these Jedi and Sith are so powerful. That's going to be 6 red dice. No surges on this Vader, so it is just going to be whatever we roll. That's 2 hits. That's 4 hits going into the Rebels. The Rebels are going to try and defend their white dice. So they do defend 2. It's all going to be pierced anyway. It's almost irrelevant. That means Vader does entirely wipe out this force, even with the dodge. The alternative there was he could have stayed where he was and just spread the fear, but taking out a unit is always good before they even get to act. And now it's going to be over to the Rebels. So hopefully, so that's going to be the other commando unit, which are currently up here and can take a shot into Vader over there. He is also out of Guardian range until the Royal Guard have moved. They've also actually used their Guardian, so we are going to take a couple of shots for free into Vader. So it's going to be a black and a white and a black going into Vader. We might as well take an aim as well. Don't really need it though. So that's going to be 3 into Vader. And we're going to see some rolls here from Vader. Oh, there is no surge to defend, unfortunately. So he is going to take 2. And that's going to put Vader down to 3. I'm going to say rule of cool. Let's see them get into Cassian this turn. They're almost dead. The Empire is on the back foot. So getting into melee, it's going to be a red-black and 2 black from the special unit. Let's see how we get on here. It is going to be a crit and a regular hit. 2 dice for Cassian. Oh, he can surge to defend, so he's going to defend both of those. Although they've taken out a few units, that was a very rough turn for the Empire. Vader is on his last legs. The Royal Guard, again, struggling to deal with Cassian here. And let's find out how the Rebels reply. So it is going to be a trooper unit, so let's head over there and see how they get on. So in response, this trooper unit, I think, might just fire straight into the stormtroopers if we can reach, which they can. No, oh, that's such a tough call. Knock that back as well. So from leader unit, I think they're just out of range. I tell you what, we gave the Royal Guards the other side that little bit of range because it's too close to call. So in this case, we're going to give the rebels the benefit. They are going to take aim and fire into the stormtroopers. So it's going to be these guys taking aim and firing into the stormtroopers over there with Grogu. If they can't kill him, but they could put some pressure on him here. So it's going to be 4 black rifles into the stormtroopers. So that's 2 hits, and we're going to roll the 2 misses with the aim. So that's going to be 3 hits into those. It's going to be big here. Let's find out. Oh, so they are going to defend one of those and take a suppression. So they are going to get heavy cover as well, which is actually going to remove all of that, meaning the rebels aren't going to get to do much of anything this turn. So in response, we're going to have these troopers fire back. So the stormtroopers will take aim and fire into them. So that's going to be 1, 2 hits, 3 hits, and then we're going to re-roll the 2 misses. So that's going to be 4. That is, they do surge to hit, so that can be cancelled by the cover. So it's just going to be the 3. Let's find out how they get on. Surge to defend is going to work, so it's just going to be the 2 and a suppression. So in this case, a suppression, and we're going to lose 2 of the soldiers. We'll keep the cool alien looking dude. So it's going to be the big man himself, Mando. So here's what I'm thinking. He can move 3, and he does have his flame weapon attached. Okay, so he can't quite get over there this turn. We are going to move him just so next turn he can float into those and catch them with his flamethrower. And then I think we're going to take a shot into the snowtrooper. 2 red and a black, so he's moved, and he's... Oh, that's almost unbelievable. He does gain an aim token for moving, so we are going to spend that on the red dice, and we will get some hits now. So it's going to be over to the stormtrooper. He's going to need both of these. He's got both of these. Is there any pierce? There is not. Unbelievably, that trooper is going to stay alive. So in response here, we've got the final 2 troopers, so we'll do both of those in turn as the rebels are up. So I think they're both just going to fire into Mando here. They might as well take an aim, so we'll do 1 by 1. So snowtrooper doesn't get his hit, so he's going to re-roll it. Doesn't hit. Regular stormtrooper, re-roll it. Still fails. That is a lackluster end for the Empire there. It was a strong start. I could see this swing in. Now Mando gets activated into those troopers. That's the end of turn 3 though, so we are going to have to see something special. We're going to need to see the Mandalorian not only take Grogu this turn, but also get it to safety. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting and pivotal turn. Okay, so Vader is going to get to activate somebody first here. I think we might actually go for the Royal Guard here, just so they can attack, and Vader could potentially not have to deal with this. We're going to go the Royal Guard. They have got tenacity, so they are going to get some extra dice here. So this is going to be a huge roll here. They might also take a dodge just to be safe. You never know. Oh, that is... that is a painful roll. That is all 5 hits into Cassian. We could see Cassian disappear here. So that is 1. That is actually 3. So he's only going to take 2 wounds here. Now Cassian only has 6 health. So he is going to go down 2 to 4 here. But he is still hanging on in there. But Vader hasn't even gone this turn. So it could be the end for Cassian. So let's see how the rebels draw here. It's going to be very important. And it is going to be Cassian to activate. So at least he's going to get to do something. And it looks like he might just have to fist fight some Royal Guard here. So it's going to be 2 dice. He's going to take a dodge just in case. He does get 2 hits. So it is going to be over to the defense of the Royal Guard here. And somehow they defend both. So nothing is going to get through. He is going to gain a dodge token, but that is pretty much the end of his turn. Going to be back over to the Empire here to see how they get on, and it is going to be a trooper unit. So I think we are going to see these guys fire into Mando before he gets over here. He's obviously got heavy cover, So it's going to be 5 white. They might as well take an aim as well. Let's see how they get on. So they do surge, so I'll get cancelled. That's 3 surges, so 2 are cancelled by cover. So it's just going to be the 1 defense from our Mando. Here we go, red dice, and he does defend it. That's going to be their action and return. Let's see what the rebels get. And it is going to be Mando, so here we go. So he has got 3 movements, so we're just going to float him into the middle here. So he's within range 1 of both. And we are going to fire off his fire spray into these guys here. I'm going to take a shot at one of these with his pistol. As he does have arsenal, so his pistol is 2 red and a black. And the 1-use flame projector is going to be a red for each model. So in this case, it's going to be 5. So let's roll the pistol into the 1 snowtrooper first. He does have surge to crit. So that's probably going to be enough. We're not going to waste the aim there. So it's going to be 2 rolls onto the snowtrooper. And he fails 1, which is going to be enough to get him. Then it's going to be 5 red into the other unit. So he does surge to crit. And they're all going to hit. This could be absolutely devastating. It's going to be red dice for the stormtroopers. So 1 gets through. And another 2. So 3 of those get through. So it is a suppressive weapon. Obviously being burnt is never nice. So it's going to be 2 suppression. And we are going to see 3 of these. Or was it 2? No, it was 3. 3 of these disappear. And obviously the pistol is going to take out the snowtrooper in the back. That is an absolutely massive swing from Mando there. He gets to move as his action, and then Arsenal 2 means he gets to fire 2 of his weapons. Different weapons can go into different units, so that is a big move there. He does also still have his aim token, and from his command card, after he performs an attack action, he can perform an additional attack against a different unit. I don't know how that would work with Arsenal 2. Since he's hit 2 units, I'm going to say he can't shoot either of those. So he's just going to have to fire into the last one. So I'm just going to roll it over here because we should be seeing, yeah, could be the end here. 2 rolls, and it is. That is 1 fail, meaning the Stormtrooper is gone. And that is a total of 5 units removed by Mando that turn. Well, both trooper units are now gone, so it is just going to be straight over to Vader. This is not great news for Cassian, as Vader is going to have to... I don't even know if he can actually get over to him, so he might be okay this turn. Realistically, this should be the end for Cassian. Okay, here we go from Vader. Let's see what he can do. He doesn't surge. That is just the 1 on the first, and then 3 on the second, so it's going to be 4. This could potentially kill Cassian. Big roll here. Here we go. Oh no. 1 more roll. So that is going to be all 4 damage, and Cassian is now removed from the board. Things looking in dire straits for the rebels here. We are going to see the commandos, so we're going to go up top to see what they do. They might as well fire down here into the guards. They might as well fire down into Vader. They might get some crits. Potentially can't be Guardian then, so let's see how they get on. So we are going to spend the dodge token from the guards, so it's going to be a black and a white and a black. We're going to take an aim onto the rebels. Good job we did. Just the 1 going to get through, and that's going to be stopped by the dodge. So it is going to be down to these rebels left here. They're going to have to move up and take some shots. It is 2 into 2. They need to make sure they can even just get in range, honestly. So they are going to be within range. It's going to be 2 rifle shots. Heavy cover, so they're pretty much going to need to be crits here. So it's going to be 2 rifle shots, no aim. They are regular. Yeah, it's definitely heavy cover, so they're both going to be cancelled. So even after all that, they are going to remove a suppression at the end. We're going to remove this. Get rid of some of these tokens. Mando on the other end, though, he has cleared out a ton of the stormtroopers, and we could see him finish off Vader and get away with Grogu. It is still all to play for. So Vader is going to get to go first. I don't think he can get anywhere to cause any damage. We might go first with the Royal Guard actually to shoot up into the trees at the commandos. They are going to get to go 2 here, and then they'll take some shots up into the commandos in the trees. There's going to be 4 black dice. I'm going to say that's heavy cover, as it's a little difficult to shoot up there. It's not really going to matter though. Oh, it is going to matter. So 1 gets through. And the commandos fail. That is going to be a wound. So we are going to see a suppression put here, and we are going to lose the sniper. In response, it's Mando's turn, so he's over here. He is going to maybe potentially set up another attack here, so let's see how he can move. I think he needs to probably take these out and then grab Grogu. So we are going to have him fire into the stormtroopers. So 2 red and a black. We are going to get a crit and a regular hit, so we could see a death here. That is what the rebels needed. That could swing the game here, so that is going to be both stormtroopers out. Both stormtroopers are gone. The point is going to be dropped where the leader was. And then we're going to have Mando move into base contact and ready to claim that. Only one left to activate on this side is going to be Vader at this point, so we are just going to see him try and run his way over here, but I think it might be too little too late by the time Mando's movement 3 gets away. We could actually probably move him over here slightly more. And then he is in 2 range, and he can force choke out the last commando. I would say Empire in the lead, but I could definitely see Mando with no damage done to him finishing off Vader here. He's still got his whistling birds. So in a straight deathmatch, I could see this going to the rebels, and I think they're going to make it away with Grogu as well, so it could just be in the rebels' favour here. The Empire have got nothing else to do. So as a final act of bravery, we are going to see the rebels run into Vader. We are going to get a cool moment similar to Rogue One, where they are just mowed down as Mando can make it away. Very quick round 4 there, so we are going to move into round 5. So Mando can make out Vader in the distance. It's going to be who gets to go first here. So that is going to be Vader getting to go first, or at least his side. So he is going to give it to, obviously, himself and the Royal Guard. The Royal Guard also can be given a free action, which they might have to take. I know it will kill somebody, but it does mean they can get in range for an attack at least. All orders on the table. I think at this point, Vader just can't make it. I'm going to make a call here. Mando running away for the last 2 rounds isn't going to be very fulfilling. So I am actually going to say it's war. So let's go with Vader twice, get him into some safety here. I think we're going to see Mando and Grogu move up here. And he has, so he will get aim when he moves, and he's going to fire into these guards before they get a chance to go. I think just the maneuverability of Mando is going to be enough to see the rebels still win here. You have a chance to take out Vader. You can't let it slip away, can you? So we are going to see, here we go. So we have got aim, and that is going to be all 3 hits. I am going to give them light cover from the barricade in the way. So it's just going to be 2 getting through, sorry. So we could potentially see the end here. No, we couldn't. They would still have a wound. They do not surge to defend, so they are going to lose 1. And so it's going to be this guy and 1 wound left. In response, we're going to see the last Royal Guard move up to here, just within 1 range of Vader, and they might as well take some shots back. I believe that's in range 2. Oh, only just. And we're going to see some shots into the Mando. 2 black into Mandalorian, so that's going to be 1. Mando is going to, he does surge to defend, so that's going to be protected. In response, it's going to be the rebels at the back. These need to be careful because Vader can just force choke them. So they're going to try and move sort of away from Vader and then get some shots into the Royal Guard. So, what did I give it? It was light cover, so we'll just keep it how it is. It's 3 wounds on Vader as well. So there's going to be 2 shots from the rebels. Would be good if I recorded them. Only 1, and that's going to get stopped by the cover anyway. So I won't bother bringing you back to the tray for that one. It is going to be the final round either way. Whatever happens here happens. Don't think Vader can really get anywhere to cause any damage is the thing. He's going to get as close as he possibly can. So we're going to see Vader go 1 to the tree and then 2 to here. He might be within range 1. He actually is. So I'm going to force choke 1 of these just to thin the numbers. On the other side, we might as well have Mando. He's got Arsenal 2. We're going to have Mando fire into... We're going to have Mando move, first of all, to here, as he's got tactical. And then we will take a shot into Vader. So... Oh, we don't even need it. So that is 3. We could see Vader disappear here. This is going to be huge. Vader needs to save at least one of these. Oh, so he does just get it. So we're going to see Vader go down to 1 there. We could see the Rebel finish off Vader, which would be absolutely massive. For now, though, it's over to the guard, and he's going to take a shot back. He's going to take an aim and 2 shots into Mando. Why not? Let's give the Rebel a chance. So he's going to re-roll that with his aim. It's going to be 2 hits into Mando, and it's going to be a surge to defend, but 1 wound does get through. Mando does only have 5, so he's going to go down to 4 and take a suppression. So we are going to see a big roll from the Rebel. Don't surge to hit, I don't think. No, it's surge to defend. So that is going to spell the end. The Rebels do end up with Grogu and another turn, and you're going to see Mando clear up. He does also have his Whistling Birds he could have used, but I think it was a little safer to take the shot. Obviously, Whistling Birds is better for groups. In this case, not really necessary.
If you've made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. Let me know, like I say, what you want to see next. It could be you can list your own narrative play, you can list your own game you want to see. Open to suggestions. I'm just really enjoying spending more time on these battle reports. Let me know if you want to see more competitive stuff. That's all I've got for this video though, so I will catch you in the next one.